Hey there and welcome back to Northwest Craftsman. Today I've got some really exciting news. I just got my brand today in the mail. So the process that I went through to make this brand is I found this guy on Etsy, Solid Ink 3D. I'll go ahead and link him down in the description below. Adam, the guy that owns the shop, absolutely phenomenal. I started off with just an idea of what I wanted my logo to look like, and he went all the way through the process with me to make it exactly the way that it needed to be so that it would work well with a wood brand. And then he went through the process, 3D printed it out, and it turned out phenomenally. Here, let me go show you what it looks like. So here's what it looks like, and it came already with a handle attached and everything, but there she is. There's the new logo. I'm super excited with the way this thing turned out, and I'm super excited to start using it on my future projects, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how these wood brands work, or how most people use them if you're not doing them in a production setting, and then go ahead and show you what it looks like when it's actually on wood. All right, here we go. So when you have your brand, one of the things you're going to want to do is get one of these torches, and I chose to get one of the nicer ones that's a push button start because it makes it super easy to just like push the button right there and you get your flame all at once. So rather than having one of the ones that you have to light and then keep lit, it's a little bit safer to have one that just turns on and off automatically. So take your brand right here, and then you're gonna take the flame and you're gonna put it right up to the front, and you'll notice the colors start changing all the way around the perimeter. Once you start getting to the heat bluing and rainbowing stage, that's when you're just about hot enough. Now, one of the things that I learned at the beginning is to make sure that all the way around the edge here, like in each one of the different corners, you cover those, because those are the ones that tend to cool off the fastest because there's the most surface area. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that done. So you can see the rainbowing disappear there as it cools down, but this is still hot enough to do the branding that you need to do. After you've gone ahead and heated that up, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your piece of wood where you want it, line it up approximately where you need it, and then make sure you get good even pressure on it all the way down, and then slowly rock it back and forth to make sure that you get all of the corners. Now you're gonna wanna test this on a scrap piece of wood first, because the brand never really comes out correctly the first time, or at least I'm not good enough to have it come out correctly the first time. Heat it up, make sure that the heating is even all the way through it. Test it a couple of times to get it to the right temperature, because you might start too hot, need to let it cool off, but you can test that as you get closer, and then just barely touch it up with the torch when you get there. And there you go. There's the brand new brand. I am just thrilled with the way that this guy turned out. One of the things that I've learned after doing this a couple of times is that if you have unevenness in your wood, it's going to make it hard for the brand to work, because it works on heat transfer and contact. So it works best if you have a well-planed surface that is nice and flat, so that your brand can get good contact with every single spot on there. So you can see right where this TH and FTS was, those were a little bit low and they didn't make as good of contact, but the rest of it made nice, good contact with everything. So in that particular case, you can see that this guy was too cold because it didn't leave a brand well enough, and then I also lifted it up and it rotated a little bit, which is why it's blurry down here. And then this guy is arguably just a hair too hot, or just about right. I'm still trying to decide how I like the logo to look, because it did bleed in a little bit and burn in pretty deep on some of those letters. And what the problem you'll run into is that it'll start to burn between everything, and you'll lose resolution on the logo itself. Well guys, that's it. It's pretty simple, but I'm super excited to have that around now so that I can start marking the stuff that I'm making, so that there can be a little bit more brand identification with it. If you guys have been thinking about getting a brand of your own, or you're interested in getting a brand, go check out Adam at Solid Ink 3D. I'm gonna leave his information in the comment section down below. Go check him out. He walked me through literally the whole process, and it was great. I just had a basic idea. He helped me design it. He printed it. Everything was right on time and with perfect delivery. So highly recommend him. It's made in the USA, and yeah, go ahead and go support him. Go check him out. All right, thank you guys for joining. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comment section down below. Otherwise, see you next time.